Have you ever wondered what single, seemingly innocent decision could completely transform your golden years? What if I told you that something as simple as stopping a 5-minute daily habit could be the difference between living independently and becoming completely dependent on others? The choice might seem insignificant today, but I'm about to share a truth that could save you from years of regret and suffering. This information is so powerful that it has transformed thousands of lives already, and today it could change yours forever. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button and activate the bell so you never miss a new video. If you like this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. That helps me create even better content for you. All right, let's go. I recently discovered a profound truth about aging that medical professionals rarely discuss openly: the devastating domino effect triggered by stopping just 5 minutes of movement each day. Let me share with you the 5 harsh realities that emerge when you make this seemingly innocent choice. 1. The rapid deterioration trap. When you stop moving for just 5 minutes daily, your body begins deteriorating at an alarming pace. Dr. Jeremy Woolston from Johns Hopkins Medicine has documented how quickly muscle mass disappears in older adults who reduce physical activity. Up to 5% of muscle mass can be lost in just 2 weeks of decreased movement. This isn't just about feeling weaker. It's about crossing an invisible threshold where simple tasks like standing from a chair or carrying groceries suddenly require tremendous effort. Many people assume this weakness is simply old age, but it's actually a preventable consequence. The body follows a simple rule: use it or lose it. When you stop using muscles, even for brief periods, they begin to atrophy much faster than you'd expect. The most dangerous part: this deterioration is often silent until you suddenly realize you can no longer perform activities you once took for granted. 2. The independence countdown. The second harsh reality is how quickly independence disappears when movement stops. And if you're still watching and finding this information useful, type 2 in the comments so I know you're here with me. What begins as needing help with occasional tasks evolves into requiring assistance for basic activities like bathing, dressing, and even using the bathroom. Research from the National Institute on Aging shows that adults who maintain even minimal daily movement preserve their independence nearly twice as long as those who become sedentary. I remember speaking with Martha, a 93-year-old who still lives independently in her own home. Her secret? She never stopped her daily 5-minute walks, even when arthritis made it painful. I watched my friends give up on movement one by one, she told me, and within months they were in assisted living while I still cook my own meals and tend my garden. Nice. This independence isn't just about physical capability, it's about maintaining control over your daily life and decisions. 3. The dignity dilemma. Few people discuss how the loss of mobility directly impacts personal dignity. When movement decreases, privacy often follows. Consider what happens when you can no longer bathe without assistance or need help with toileting. These intimate activities, once private, now require another person's presence. A study published in The Gerontologist found that loss of privacy ranks among the top 3 concerns of nursing home residents, alongside loneliness and boredom. The emotional toll of losing control over personal space and intimate activities creates a cascade of negative psychological effects, including depression and diminished self-worth. When caregivers enter and exit your space at their convenience rather than yours, when mealtimes are dictated by others' schedules, and when even the clothes you wear might be chosen for convenience rather than preference, your sense of identity begins to erode. 4. The isolation cycle. The fourth reality is particularly heartbreaking: how movement limitation leads to profound social isolation. Initially, family and friends visit regularly, but as your world shrinks to the confines of your home or room, these visits gradually decrease. The American Psychological Association has documented how social connections naturally diminish when older adults lose mobility. Phone calls replace visits, texts replace calls, and eventually, days may pass without meaningful human interaction. This isolation isn't just emotionally painful, it's physically dangerous. Research published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences shows that social isolation increases mortality risk by 29%, comparable to smoking 15 cigarettes daily. The most insidious aspect is how this isolation creeps in gradually, almost unnoticeably, until one day you realize weeks have passed since your last meaningful conversation. 5. The purpose. Vacuum. The fifth harsh truth is perhaps the most devastating: how lack of movement creates a void of purpose. When simple activities like preparing a meal, tending plants, or walking to get the mail become impossible, daily life loses its rhythm and meaning. Neuropsychologist Dr. Lisa Barrett notes that having reasons to get out of bed each morning significantly impacts cognitive health and emotional well-being. Without these anchor points in your day, time stretches endlessly, and the question, "What's the point?" becomes increasingly difficult to answer. This loss of purpose accelerates cognitive decline and deepens depression, creating a dangerous spiral where decreased movement leads to diminished purpose, which further reduces motivation to move. And I'm very happy to have you here with me. If you are watching and enjoying the content, type 3 in the comments so I know you're here with me. But here's what few people realize until it's too late. Breaking free from this cycle becomes exponentially harder with each passing day. What begins as a choice to rest becomes a prison of inability. I spoke with Dr. Eleanor Richards, a geriatric physical therapist with over 30 years of experience, who explained the window for recovery narrows dramatically after prolonged inactivity. What might take days to rebuild at 65 could take months at 85, and some losses become permanent. This isn't meant to frighten you, but to highlight the urgency of never stopping movement in the first place. Let me share Anna's story with you. At 82, she decided her daily walk around the block was becoming too tiring. "I've earned my rest," she thought, as she settled into her comfortable chair. The first week without walking felt like a luxury. No more struggling with the slight incline at the corner, no more worrying about ice in winter. By the second month, she noticed she was breathing harder just walking to the mailbox. At 6 months, she needed help getting in and out of the bathtub. By the end of that year, her daughter was discussing assisted living options, as Anna could no longer safely live alone. What began as an innocent choice to stop a 5-minute daily habit cascaded into a complete transformation of her life. Today, 3 years later, Anna requires assistance for most daily activities and rarely leaves her small apartment in the assisted living facility. "If I could tell my younger self one thing," she told me with tears in her eyes, "it would be to never, ever stop moving, no matter how justified it seems at the time." But there's good news. You can make a different choice today. Imagine waking up 5 years from now, still able to dress yourself, prepare your own meals, and move through your home with confidence. Picture maintaining the freedom to decide when you eat, sleep, and socialize without depending on others' schedules. Envision continuing to enjoy hobbies, visiting friends, and creating new memories instead of watching life from the sidelines. This isn't fantasy. It's the reality for those who never surrender those critical 5 minutes of daily movement. Can you commit to preserving your independence? Are you willing to invest just 5 minutes today to protect years of freedom tomorrow? Would you trade a small effort now for the priceless gift of autonomy later? The beautiful truth is that even small movements make an enormous difference. Dr. Michael Mosley's research at the University of Southampton demonstrated that 3 5-minute walking sessions daily provided nearly 70% of the benefits of longer exercise routines for preserving mobility in older adults. You don't need intense workouts or special equipment. You simply need consistency. Here's my promise to you. If you commit to just 5 minutes of intentional movement every single day, you will significantly increase your odds of maintaining independence throughout your later years. This isn't just about adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years. Have you noticed your own movement decreasing lately? Has the chair or couch become your default position? I'd like you to answer honestly in the comments below. Remember, your future independence isn't determined by grand decisions, but by small daily choices that accumulate over time. The power to shape your golden years lies in what you decide to do in the next 5 minutes, and every 5 minutes after that. Your body is designed to move, and it will reward consistent movement with continued strength, balance, and autonomy. I believe you deserve to live with dignity, independence, and purpose for all your remaining years. You've earned the right to make your own choices, control your own schedule, and enjoy privacy in your most intimate moments. But these rights must be protected through intentional daily action. Will you make that commitment today? Will you promise yourself those 5 minutes of movement that could change everything? The decision you make right now could be the difference between years of freedom or years of dependence. Share this video with someone you care about who might be at risk of surrendering their movement. Your simple act of sharing could save them from years of regret and loss. Congratulations. Type Atus in the comments so I know you stayed until the end with me. Have a wonderful day or night and see you in the next video.